¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Tío Lalo here with you today. We are engraving on a 1911 slide. This is a Bull Armory slide right here. If you were with us yesterday, you saw that we went in and actually did the inlay. Finished that off yesterday. And today, we are privileged enough to enjoy hand engraving some bright scroll work today. Just cleaning some of the residues off. We've got our pattern layout for the most part, set up. I'm gonna throw on some music and we can get started. All right, in essence, what we're going to be doing today, let's go ahead and get going on it. But we're going to be creating scroll design going this way. And in essence, go here, come here, so on and so forth. Now, with Bright Cut, what's kind of cool is we are going to attach it, but it tends to come in here. We might build one more leaf. We'll throw this right here and we'll go on to the next, and then we might throw a little variation up here like that, so on and so forth. So let's get going. Today we're going to be using GRS carbide graver tips. So we got 120s, 120 degree graver right here. We got a bunch of gnats in here today. It is a hot day, so we might call it early here, depending on what the heat does. Today, we're not using the GRS. We're going to be using the Lindsay graver because I actually really enjoy the Lindsay graver. The GRS does have more power though. Guys, I'm just getting comfy so we can get started. Grab a different marker. All right, let's see. So we've got one here. We're using a Lindsay graver today, so Lindsay air graver. All I'm doing is I realized once I was started, I was like, I don't have great map out. So we're just gonna redo some of the mapping. Okay, should do it right there. Thanks, Chris, appreciate it. You guys are just coming through, please feel free to subscribe, appreciate it. Got fuzzes all over my finger. If I mess up, I shouldn't have been doing it. But usually there's certain ways. You can always, you can sand down. I wouldn't weld. I mean, I'd have to take it to a professional gunsmith at that point to get, I guess, to fix my screw up. really is the big thing, is if you screw up, you're paying for it somehow. It is a 1911, yes. This is a commander size. This is from Bull Armory. The slide is, again, not a full 1911 by any means, so we're not engraving a pew pew on here just for YouTube's sake. Hobby, man, learn design. I that's like the biggest thing that most people don't realize, is that there's a lot of work that goes into design and understanding design. So if you can draw a scroll, cutting and engraving is not hard at all. The hard part is actually designing a really good piece of art. And that's been my biggest struggle, is just understanding it and creating a beautiful piece of art to follow. Aside from that, some of the tools you could use to start off: hammer and chisel. Learn how to sharpen your tools. You're only as good as your tools. So sharpening is key. Like today, I have 2 sharpened 120 gravers with me right now. It's not looking too bad, not looking too bad. We're gonna get most of the big cuts done and out of the way. I'm gonna kind of we're doing a backhand over here. Yeah, you can. With these slides, it's a different set up on the backside. So on the backside, it's actually a little bit different. So, but yeah, for the most part, we try to duplicate it. Javi, thank you, appreciate it. You're every day. I agree. Andrew, hey, how's it going, man? Sorry, I'm just going through some of the comments, guys. Mons, Javi, thank you. Yes, it is a 120-degree graver. Awesome. Okay. I'll try to answer questions as I go. I'm under the microscope, so if you guys are just swinging through, please feel free to subscribe. It helps us out. Salty sushi. Honestly, I can't really say. I usually charge. When I was doing custom orders, I was charging about $50 an hour. I have since stopped taking custom orders because people just didn't want to pay the money. So now I just do my own art. But I mean, so far we're between the engraving now and the inlay. We are probably approximately close to 10 hours, and we're not done yet. So gives you an idea. Look at that little circle right there. Look at that. It's a pretty good little circle, wasn't it? Andrew, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're starting a new painting here soon. Today I'm just really focusing more on the graver side of stuff. All right, well, let's work on some of the numbers right here. Numbers are actually numbers and letters are hard because like scroll work's pretty easy in the manner that as long as you make it look somewhat swoopy and nice and it's not super sloppy, you're fine. But if you screw up on a number or a letter, everybody knows what it's supposed to look like. So you're a lot more adept to have people notice errors in numbers and letters. There's a 9. We're going to clean it up a bit. The only place we really need to clean it up on is this straightaway. Go a little deeper. And then we need to clean up the end of the 9 right here. Salty, yeah, I'm actually, so you guys are looking at it from my camera. I'm looking at it under a microscope, trying to get as close as I can to all the lines and everything like that. So yes, you do want to use some sort of magnification to be able to see how much better you're, like, how close you are to stuff. And yeah, it's a game changer when you actually use a microscope, because you can really get down to the microscopic level at times. I've actually found that, I mean, I use lasers and stuff too, but I found that sometimes hand engraving is better than laser when it comes to some of the accuracy, because the laser has a certain dot size it has to use with, depending on your lens. Salty, yeah, for sure. I mean, I like art. I don't know if you follow me or not, but I definitely like that. So yeah, appreciate it, Potato Bug. Thank you, thank you. So before you work on firearms, you want to make sure you use practice plates. So just literally practice plates when it comes to metal. It can be really any metal you want. I'd suggest practicing on mild steel and also on stainless steel. Stainless steel tends to be harder. But here's some like practice plates that I've got. You can see I practice. Like literally just practicing different designs. Just practice, practice, practice. This was by hand with a hammer and chisel. Practicing on that. So yeah, make sure you practice before you go ruining a piece of jewelry or a firearm or whatever it is that you guys decide that you want to do and engrave on. I would say just practice. Cleaning up these ones. I did these prior to polishing just for some practice. So now we can just clean them up. That's what it's looking like so far. Then now this is the Lindsay air graver. All right, let's keep going. I want to get the majority of the design down now. So let's draw a little bit. Like that. Actually going to bring up the design on my iPad real fast so I can remember exactly where we're at with it. Okay, yeah, makes sense. And I'm not a fan of how wide this swooped out, so we're actually going to fix it. I want to see if I can... Javi, if you want to go look up some of the stuff, grs.com, I think airgraver.com, just look up Steve Lindsay, graver. Alan Sparks, I'm not near Florida. I'm like literally completely opposite up here in the Northwest in Idaho. Yes, filigree, scroll work, scroll design. Yeah, I would say learn, but Javi, I would say learn the art before you get the tools. The first tool you've got to use is pen and paper, pencil and paper. Learning it, understanding it, and then you can move on to cutting. If you decide to cut, that's where I'd go is Airgraver or Steve Lindsay. Look them up. All right, let's get going on this next one. So look up, Xander, I would say look up Sam Alfano, look up Lane Zulke, look up The Art of Engraving is a book that's great to learn and understand. And honestly, there's so much material nowadays online, guys. Like you don't have to pay for stuff. You can find it all on YouTube. But yeah, I would look up Sam Alfano. He's an amazing artist. Ken Hunt has some amazing videos on filigree and scroll work. I think I'm trying to remember. I think his wife or somebody manages his account, Cheryl Hunt, I believe. All right, guys, let me go through some of your. Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go through all your guys' questions. I'm under the microscope. No, not an electric tool. It is an air graver. This is basically the machine right here. and it's hooked up to a pneumatic, and then I've got a pedal on this on the ground. If you look up Steve Lindsay air gravers, pneumatic air graver, that's what you'll find. Salty sushi, yeah. So you have a, in essence, I've got a vise that turns on a turntable, and it's crucial to try to get this to turn for you and not you with this. All you really do with this is you're controlling the elevation up and down in order to get this scroll work out of the way. Let's see. Andrew, like I said, the art of engraving is great. Waffen, yes, 1911 slide. Secure again. This is the Lindsay air graver. Lindsay air graver. I also do have a GRS night divination. I do use GRS tools as well. Thank you again for all the good compliments. Divination. I do technically have it, yes, but I really like the Air Lindsay graver right here. Like for a lot of this scroll work, I love the Air Lindsay graver. All right, guys, let's get back to some engraving. I just added a little flare right there. I don't know if you saw that. So we're just going to add a flare there. And then I'm going to go back through, giving it a backhand cut, very light. Again, guys, we're not really pushing super hard down. We're letting the hammering do the work. These are custom pieces, guys, but I don't do anything for anybody else now. So this is all stuff that's just I'm creating art, and then if it ends up going to sale, it goes to sale, great. If not, then I can keep it. I'm fine with it. I'm really sick and tired of having to deal with you know, stressing about other people's pieces, and I just wanted to do art, so I left the custom client scene, and now I try to make art. And if people want to buy it, they can buy it, and if they don't, they don't. And I'm okay with that. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. If you're just swinging through and don't have time to stay long, that's fine. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that way you know when we're working on stuff. And yeah, usually, like I said, this channel is obviously for art and bringing awareness to, you know, some of the great artists that are out there. Look up Sam Alfano, Ken Hunt, Lane Zulke, Chris Rossiter, Winston Churchill, not the prime minister, I believe, from history, but Winston Churchill, the engraver. He is an amazing engraver. Look him up as well. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and try to answer a few questions that I see here. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to. Thanks again for the subs, Sarah McCord. Let's see. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, Samuel Delgado. So draw. Like draw. Practice to where it, like you're so sick of it in your head that you can see it happening. Yeah, just draw and design, and that way you can create some beautiful motifs. Swag, awesome. Yeah, practice it, get it done. That's awesome. KJC, thanks. I don't know if I could trust myself on somebody's body. This is material things. Bodies do scare me when it comes to putting on something permanent. Thank you, Terabit. What type of chisel do you have on? This is the 120 GRS C-Max Graver. So you can see the 120 right there. Polyjam. Electric is actually hard to find. The only real good electric one I've found is Pulse Graver. I have a Pulse Graver. I'll actually be putting up for sale though, because I just enjoy the Lindsay Graver that much. This is a pleasure to have with this. The Graver Mach AT is awesome for the power. I love the power on it. Let's see. No, it does not a Deagle. This is 1911 slide. Yep, the brass inlay we put on this last week. If you tune in some of the other videos that I have on the channel, you'll see how we did that. So I went through the process of how to do that as well. As far as like wiping it down, there's a little bit more of a shine to it. Kind of see where we're at with it. We'll keep going now. Basically it's just a classic for engraving. I do like revolvers. Revolvers are good, but revolvers are hard because they have a lot of curvature. So engraving on curves is a whole different ball game. Much harder. One of my videos, I show how to do it on a cylinder, but it is hard because at the same time that you're moving rotational, you have to be moving. So you're basically moving in a three-dimensional axis at all times. Yep, salty sushi. Yep, correct. So, all right, let's keep engraving. Let's do the pattern. So with this one, I want to grow a flower from here. We're going to grow a flower from the middle. It's going to come out here, and then a flower just like that. That's going to be our flower, guys, right there. I'm going to blow on it a little bit. One thing that we haven't gone over is making sure that your graver is super sharp at all times. So I'm going to hit it on the leather lap. Make sure that it's still razor sharp. All right, let's get started from back here. What do you guys think of that flower so far right there? All right, now we've got to add the outer bright cut. There's our flower. What do you guys think so far? I mean, we've still got this to do up here. We've still got this to do up here. And then we've got to do the backside as well. So I usually try to keep it to one session, like usually about an hour. So we're coming up on that hour here shortly. So we'll keep doing it until that hour is up. I'll show you, watch. It's more of a natural light right there. Let's clean her up with a little bit of acetone just so you guys can see what it kind of looks like. It's gonna catch some of the, not a huge fan of these rags. All right, let's draw some more. Let's see where we can go from here. We're still far from being done, guys. So after today, don't worry, there's still plenty of work to do. So if you guys keep tuning back in this week, we'll be working on it. That much I can guarantee you. So hopefully this is teaching you guys a little bit on how to, obviously do scrolls. So when you look at scrolls, go ahead and point it out. We're going one direction. So this one's like, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, and then we build from there. So. All right, guys. Okay, we have hit that hour mark. We are going to call it a day. Thank you again for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And we'll be back with some more art, hopefully either later today or tomorrow night. So thanks again. Until next time, keep on drawing, keep on engraving, keep on creating some art. Peace.